Hello everyone, welcome back. If you are on a US immigration journey, this video is for you. We are going to review the latest document from USCIS, which is nothing but the visa bulletin for the month April 2026. We are also going to compare March 2026 along with April 2026 side by side. So this will show what changed, what advanced, and what remains the same. So these dates will ensure when you can start applying for your green card. If you are on a family category or employment based category, this directly impacts you. So without any further delay, let's get started. Here. So those highlighted as green are advanced or improved as for the dates. So those with blank or white background, that remains unchanged. Those with maroon or highlighted colors in the red is retrogress. So basically like it just went back in days. And those in the blue colors are now the current. So you are actually good to start applying. So let's quickly understand what the visa bulletin actually represent. Each month, Department of States publishes two key dates. The first, final action date, and the second is the date of filing. So what is final action date? This is the date your priority date must fall before in order for your visa number to be immediately available. For example, if your priority date, just for the sake of discussion, your F1, which is all areas, the current date is 1st of May 2027 as of April 26. If your priority date is anywhere before 1st of May 2017, you are eligible. So second is the date of filing. This is an earlier date that been authorized by USCIS allow you to submit your adjustment of status application even before your visa number is formally available. So this is nothing but you have to start in discussion with your attorneys to file your date of adjustments. So it's simple as it is. First, check if your priority date just falls before the final action date in any of the categories. Here we are going to discuss majorly about three categories. One is the family sponsor, second is the employment base, and third, rest of other world, which is nothing but the diversity visa. So starting with the family sponsored, here is where April 2026 brings some meaningful forward movement. So let's take F1. So unmarried sons and daughter of a US citizen, the final action date for most areas advanced from November 8th, 2016 in March, which was in March, to May 1st, 2017 in April. So if your priority date is before May 1st, 2017 and your parents are US citizen, congratulations, you are good to start your process. So that is notably a jump of nearly 6 months. For F2B category, unmarried sons or daughters of a US citizen, the date moved from December 1st, 2016 to May 22nd, 2017. This is again a solid movement. So the next is the F3 category. The sons and daughters of US citizens saw advancement from September 8th, 2011 to December 22nd, 2011. Small, but I would say like a significant progress. And F4, brothers and sisters of adult citizen moved from January 8th, 2018 to June 8th, 2018. Any general areas. So one thing that remained unchanged. So I would like to, in this case, your F2A, spouse and children of a resident, which are held steady at February 1st, 2024 for final action date, you're good. So however, on the date of filing chart, F2A are still listed as current for April, meaning all applicants in this category can file regardless of their priority date, which is really excellent news. So I just can't quote it as like the date of filing for F2A for all areas, including China, India, Mexico, Philippines. Yeah, your date of filing is the current, so you are good to start filing. So the next will be my favorite, employment based category. So let's jump started with EB1. Your final action date for India and China advanced from March 2023, which was in March, to April 1st. For EB2, the final action date moved from October 15th, 2024, which was in March, to current. So that's why I kind of made it as white to blue for EB2. And EB3, so skilled workers and professionals in general category. So I'm focusing on all general category. So this is kind of a table which I think it's more of a self-explanatory. Again, for EB3, the date moved from basically advanced from October 1st, 2023 to June 1st, 2024, which is significantly a good forward for general category. For India, the date remained unchanged, so just kept it white. For EB4, religious worker category also saw a notable advance from July 15, 2021 to July 15, 2022, which is a significantly 1 year forward. So, my friends, one important context to note here. The bulletin explicitly states that these advances are partially driven by reduction in the immigration visa issues to the nationals of certain countries following presidential proclamations issued by the current administrations to fill the remaining available visa numbers for fiscal year 2026. Dates have been advanced across categories. Applicants should be aware that retrogressions remains a real possible later in the fiscal year. So though now you see like advancement, no changes, a better deal, they clearly quoted like this will possibly might change later part of the fiscal year. And the final category is diverse visa. So all other nationals across the globe, they just fall under the same bucket, diversity visa. So I'm just going to quickly show you like most of the thing I can say it's like advanced. So it's good, like it's really good. So for example, for Africa, the cap, these are like cap driven. So for Africa, the cap rose from 45,000 to 55,000. Asia from 30,000 to 35. Europe nearly doubled, 11,000 to 20,000. And these are high cutoffs are very favorable for most of all the nationals across the globe. Though it is important to remember that the fiscal year deadline remains September 30, 2026, and the number could be exhausted before then. So if you're really into that particular category within the cap, yeah, please go ahead and start applying for that. April 2026 Visa Bulletin brings a broader and more significant forward movement compared to March 2026, particularly in EB2 and EB3, especially on the employment-based category for most areas. However, for India and China national, the progress remains incremental, and yeah, patience is your virtue. Always remember, understanding these dates and acting promptly, when your priority dates become current is critical. So if you're in your immigration journey and you have your priority date, please go through this table. You don't know whether you're already eligible, and if you're eligible, start filing or start the discussion with your attorneys. If you like this video, please do subscribe, like, and share.